Hello sixth graders, welcome to the 19th of April week's lesson. Come on and open your books please. Page 64, 5C space debris. We talked about in the class about the NASA and also we read the big numbers here, large numbers. Now listen and repeat them.
Track 8, page 64. Exercise 1.
100, 100. 1,000, 1,000. 10,000. 35,000. 100,000, 100,000. 250,000. A million, 1 million. 300 kilometers. 100 kilometers an hour. 100 kilometers an hour. 100 kilometers per hour. 100 kilometers per hour.
Okay, and after this we looked at the big rubbish bin quiz. Here are the answers, but first wait a bit. We listen and you can check the answers. But
Track 9,
before it, don't look at the answers.
page 64. Exercise 3A. Space. The big rubbish bin? Space debris is the name for all the pieces of rubbish floating in space. Pieces of rockets, broken satellites, even astronauts' gloves. There are 29,000 large pieces of debris in orbit at the moment. There are also more than 670,000 smaller pieces of debris travelling around the Earth. These pieces are between 1 and 10 centimetres in size. There are also 170 million tiny pieces of debris in orbit that are smaller than 1 centimetre. And they are travelling fast. All of the pieces are travelling at 28,000 kilometres an hour. They are flying at a distance of up to 2,000 kilometres from the Earth. The big problem is that all this debris is causing crashes in space. And this makes more debris. It's getting dangerous up there.
Yes, and after this, we continued with the space debris fact file. We listen it and then answer the questions.
Track 10, page 64. Exercise 3B.
Space debris fact file. In space, all of these pieces of metal can cause a lot of damage because they travel so fast. Even very small pieces can damage satellites and rockets. If a tiny bit of debris landed on a rocket, it would be like a piano landing on a car. In 2009, 2 satellites crashed for the first time. Both of them broke into more than 2,000 pieces. They were flying at a distance of 800 kilometers from the Earth. The International Space Station flies in orbit 400 kilometers from the Earth. This distance should be safe, but the ISS has been in danger from flying rubbish twice. Fortunately, neither piece of rubbish destroyed the station, but NASA didn't notice either of them. Now NASA watches all of the debris in space much more carefully. Every day, a piece of space rubbish falls from the sky. None of the pieces have damaged anything so far. Most of them land in the Pacific or the Atlantic Ocean. But one of the biggest pieces of rocket landed in the United States. It landed in the Arizona desert in 2008.
Okay, here are the questions. Let's see the answers. Why can a tiny piece of metal cause a lot of damage in space? Because it travels so fast. When was the first satellite crash? In 2009. Why does NASA watch debris in space now? Because the ISS was in danger of crashes twice and NASA didn't notice the danger. How often does space debris fall from the sky? It falls every day. And now you can turn the page. Grammar part. On this grammar part, we will look at both, either, neither, all and none. We complete the blanks according to it. We can look at the text and find them. In space, all of these pieces of metal can cause a lot of damage because they travel so fast. Every piece of debris floating around in space. All that means that none of the pieces have damaged anything so far. None means no debris floating around in space. In 2009, two satellites crashed for the first time. Both of them broke into more than 2,000 pieces here. Both means the two satellites that crashed in 2009. Fortunately, neither pieces of rubbish destroyed the station. Here, neither means the two pieces of floating rubbish that almost crashed into the ISS. 5. NASA didn't notice either of them. It means either means here the two pieces of floating rubbish that almost crashed into the ISS. Okay, now there is a chart for you talking about two things. If we talk about two things, this one and that one, we can say both of them, or this one or that one. If we aren't sure which one we can't decide, then we can use either or either of them. Neither of them, that means not this one and not that one. As you see, there are two crosses here. Neither, be careful about neither, because neither is already negative, so don't use neither with another negative. For example, I don't want to watch neither film. This is false sentence. Okay? And if we talk about more than two things, we can use all and none. All of them, that means everyone, as you see, all the ticks here. And none of them, that means not one. Everything was crossed, that means none. Now, choose the correct words to complete the sentences, then match the sentences 1 to 5 to the rules A to E. And here you can see and listen. Listen and
Track 11. Page 65. Exercise 5. 1.
I have two brothers, and I love both of them equally.
2.
Have you invited everybody on the team? Can all of them come?
3.
I won't choose either the red t-shirt or the yellow one. I don't like those colours.
4.
I asked all of my friends, but none of them can go to the cinema tonight, so I'm going on my own.
5.
Ham or chicken?
Neither of them, thank you. I'm a vegetarian.
Okay, we wrote here some letters. You can check them here from this green part. Okay, after that we can pass uses of the. Here we complete the sentences from the fact file, then read the rules and match the sentences 1 to 5 to the rules A to E. Here, as you can see. The ISS flies in orbit 400 kilometers from the Earth. It is A. There is only one. D. 2. One of the biggest pieces of rocket landed. It's B with a superlative adjective here, the biggest. 3. Blah 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 pieces of rocket landed in the United States. It's here D for countries with kingdom, state or republic in the name. 4. Most of them landed in the Pacific or the Atlantic Ocean. It's E. Mountain ranges, not mountains. Rivers, not lakes. Seas and oceans. 5. Every day a piece of space rubbish falls from the sky. None of the pieces have damaged anything so far. It's C. Something we have already mentioned. It is space rubbish here. Okay, and now we complete the sentences with the or nothing. Mount Everest is the highest mountain in the world. People used to believe the sun went round the earth. My sister is visiting Uncle Tom in the USA. We've never been to the Alps before. I'm watching a film. The film's called Space Zero. Chocolate isn't good for me, but I like it. On speaking part A, 8A, write a list of the objects you can see in the pictures. Okay. For mark, we can say pencil, notebook, bottle, tablet, Apple Watch, baseball cap. Mary, notebook, bottle, apple, toothbrush, watch, pencil, baseball cap. Mike, notebook, bottle, apple, toothbrush and watch. And the next part, work with a partner, answer the questions. There are 5 questions here. Which things do all of the astronauts have? Notebook, bottle, Apple Watch. What do both Mary and Mick have? They have notebook, bottle, Apple, toothbrush and watch. What do neither of them have? A tablet. Mary has either a pencil or a toothbrush in her hand. A pencil. Which astronaut is holding the most things? Mary, a pencil and an apple. And in the lesson we said long numbers with partners in the class. Now please open your workbooks. Page 50, vocabulary part, large numbers, distances and speed. Match the numbers 1 to 7 to the words A to G. Okay, here 101, 1G, 2, 1250, where is it? Yes, it's E. 3, 10,500, it is here F, 3F. 4, 200 and 2050, it is D. 5 is B, 55,000. 6 is C, 250,000. 7A, 1,200,000. Okay, and now write the numbers or the words. Okay, let's zoom a bit. 304 kilometers, 400 kilometers, 97 kilometers an hour, 25,000, 24,000 kilometers, 300,000 kilometers, 195 kilometers an hour, 640,000 kilometers, 1,500,000. Okay, and on grammar part we complete with both, either, neither, all or none. Both, either. Let's zoom. Wait a bit. Yes. Both and either or, neither or, all and none. Choose the correct word to complete the dialogues here. Is your friend English or American? She's Australian. Would you like tea or coffee? Either. I don't mind which one. Which of these two restaurants have you been to? Both of them, and they are equally really good. Which of these two hats should I choose? Neither of them, they are both horrible. John, how many of the books have you collected from the class? All of them, Miss Brown. There are 29. 6. Which of these 3 cakes would you like? None of them, thanks. I'm really not hungry. And here, use the other answers in exercise 4A and write new sentences. Both, she has an English mom and an American dad. Neither, can I have a cola? Neither, let's go to one for lunch today. Both of them, they really suit you. None of them, Miss Brown. No one has finished yet. All of them, I'm really hungry. And now turn the page 51. Here we will use the if it is necessary. 1. Where is the dog? It's in the garden. 2. We love climbing in the Alps in summer or sailing on the Mediterranean Sea. Dubrovnik is the capital of Croatia. Ben Nevis is the highest mountain in the United Kingdom. This morning, the bus was late and I missed the first class. 6. Jack and John have a clothes shop in the center of the town. The shop is called Streetwear Central. Is the Amazon River the longest river in the world? We are going to the Czech Republic in the summer holidays. Now reading part. Complete the text with the, a or an or nothing. The space race was between two powerful countries. We can listen and check
Track
answers.
24, page 51. Exercise 6.
The space race was between two powerful countries. In 1957, the USSR, Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, launched the first satellite into space. Later that year, they sent a dog into space. The dog's name was Laika. 2 years later, in 1959, the USA took the first photograph in space. Then, later that year, the USSR took a photo of the other side of the moon. In 1961, the USSR sent a man into space. His name was Yuri Gagarin. He was the first person to go into space. Then, in 1963, the USSR sent the first female astronaut into space. The astronaut's name was Valentina Tereshkova. In 1969, the USA put a human on the moon. Neil Armstrong stepped onto the moon, and the world watched on TV. In 1971, the USSR landed the first spacecraft on Mars, and the world saw the first pictures from Mars.
Yes, now there are some questions. We'll answer them. Who sent the first satellite into space? The USSR sent the first satellite into space. 2. What was the name of the first dog in space? The name of the first dog in space was Laika. Who took the first photograph in space? The USA took the first photograph in space. What was the name of the first astronaut? The name of the first astronaut was Yuri Gagarin. Where did he go into space? He went into space in 1961. When did Valentina Tereshkova go into space? Valentina Tereshkova went into space in 1963. What nationality was the first man on the moon? The first man on the moon was American. Who landed the first spacecraft on Mars? The USSR landed the first spacecraft on Mars. Okay, now this week we finished the exercises here. Thank you for watching this video. Have a nice weekend. Goodbye. See you next time.